Distance makes the heart grow fonder, says a long-distance relationship. It does. And love will grow and continues to grow regardless of the barriers that stand in front of it. I've spent the last 30 minutes crying and sobbing, so I really hope that the disgusting element of that, not that they're disgusting, but it doesn't look that great on video. I hope it doesn't pop up, but if it does, I'm a real person with real emotions. And that's exactly what I've been doing. No lie. Because I love what I have with this person. And I think collectively we're all always going to appreciate what we have in front of us. But only if we learn what it means to let it go. If you can let it go and it comes right back to you, it's yours. Okay? If you can let something beautiful go, such as, close contact with a person, and you can both accept to an extent that this is what you're going to return to for an extended period of time, but you love each other and you're willing to make it work, that's a lot better than what most people can endure. Because imagine, and I'm not shitting on these people in any way, everyone has a unique relationship story. I'm talking about long distance right now. But no long distance relationship is the same. Some people can only see each other for a weekend. Some people can only see each other for a week, a month, 6 weeks. So I do not have all the unique situations laid out here in front of me today. I only have mine. So keep that in mind, right? But that being said, the people who met in person and have the privilege of seeing their partner every single day, day in, day out, you just know that even though they may be healthy and may be grateful for each other, their dynamic is not the same as a relationship who had to have the unprecedented barrier of long distance standing in front of it. I'm very passionate about this topic because my mom and my stepdad met online, and they had a lot more miles between me and my boyfriend. They had a much larger time zone between me and my boyfriend. But they've been married for nearly 7 years, and they've made it work. So what I know, based on what is presented in front of me, is that the literal impossible can be made possible. You want to know why? And I know this is so cringy, but in school in the UK, I saw this quote. I think I was in primary school. But the word impossible, do you want to know what's in that? If you break it up a little bit, I'm possible. You are possible. Okay? You are possible of making the impossible possible. So, even though, again, like I've mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm not showing it, but I have a huge pile of tissues right next to me. And it feels fitting to make this video now as proof that I've gone through this. I'm going through this now. But that I will grow. and that I will overcome it, and you will too, right? I don't think anyone has ever said long distance is easy. I don't think anyone has ever said that. In every video that I myself have consumed about long distance, A, because I was primarily interested in it, but B, because I kind of had a feeling that this is what I would be learning about myself and going through myself, no one has ever said long distance is easy. It's not. Because here's the thing, and again, not to shit on this dynamic of relationships, but it's just to make a contrast that it is significantly harder. If you argue with your partner, but they live right with you, you can go up to them, you can see them face to face, you can look them in the eye, and you can use a hug to make it better, right? You can kiss them. You can't do the same thing. You can't reconcile in the same way with a long distance relationship. Yes, you have FaceTime. Yes, you have phone calls, voice calls, whatever. But it simply just isn't the same. Okay, and when you've had the privilege and the experience of meeting your long distance partner, I'm just here to let you know. And again, I'm still early stages. They're still in my country as I speak. It's hard to say that it will ever feel the same. But that's the bullet that you're willing to bite in order to be able to experience what you have in that short window of time full time, or for longer than what you can do now. But you've got to think about it this way. Every relationship you've ever had in your life and will have in your life is you working through whatever problems you have at that time with whatever you've got at that time, okay? It's using your resources and them using their resources, and then you, I guess, coalescing, is that a word? Coming together to form something, right? That's all we're really doing in this world, and all that I really hope we're aiming for is creation, right? Creating whatever you have, whatever you've got now, and making it worth it. If you both can make it worth it, and you can overcome the distance, everything that will follow after that is literally a piece of cake, because you've gone and ripped off the band-aid and went through the hardest thing that a relationship can endure, and it's distance. And that's that, right? I'm a very sentimental person. My partner is too. So in some ways, it works. And I know people may have an opposing stance on long distance because, yeah, it's difficult. Why would people actively put themselves in a situation that's difficult? I don't think you can really control love. If you love someone, if you're attracted to someone, if you have feelings for them, you can't just put a boulder between that and say, no, I can't do this. Because then you don't really love them. I understand. In some respects, you need to be realistic. And I will say this with long distance too. You need to be realistic. You both need to have your stories set straight. You both need to discuss a lot of things. But I think that's what you do in any dating phase. You know, in the sense of dating in person, that's not much different to dating online. You are going to have discussions around money, discussions around marriage if that's something you want to do, discussions with regards to living situations, how you both were raised, if you plan on having kids, what your stance on religion and spirituality is, okay? How you both were raised around affection and love, and how you were shown that and how you want to be shown that. I guess dating history matters too. Not so much with regards to the person you are now and how you plan on showing love, because we are always evolving. But wounds, how somebody was hurt before, that's important to know. Because if you know that someone was hurt here, you're not going to go in and pinch them here when you know that that's what hurts them, right? Knowing triggers is super important for any relationship, because a relationship and being in one cannot be selfish. Otherwise, it'll crumble. And that's one thing that long distance will teach you is, yes, in-person relationships are difficult too. They come with their own set of struggles. But literally, it's like that times 1,000 with LDR. Because distance does and will create doubts. It will. Because humans are very much wired to be in the mindset of out of sight, out of mind. And when you're in a long distance relationship, it is actively choosing that person, even though you cannot see them, you cannot touch them, you cannot feel them, you cannot hug them. You don't really always know what's around them. Like, yes, you can share your location, but there's a lot of things that kind of feel like you're stabbing in the dark with when it comes to long distance, which is why it is so important that you have trust, and that actively, as you're developing this relationship, even regardless of the distance, that you're also working on yourself. It becomes a project of you not letting your own demons, the demons being self-doubt, oh my god, what are they doing right now? Who are they with? Not letting this cloud the plans that you have for the future, because doubt will destroy and will kill relationships. That is in fact what happened to one of my relationships. They did not trust me. And I'm not perfect myself. I don't think I trusted them. And that's why that didn't work. But again, when you're in a long distance relationship, you have all odds stacked against you. And it takes the strong feelings you have for that person, the strong feelings they have for you, all the connections you can possibly make with that person, you know, whether it's the activities you enjoy doing, the things that you enjoy speaking about, the movies you enjoy watching, I don't know, the drawings and the letters that you do for them. That is your anchor. That is your anchor, because again, one of the biggest components, which is physical touch, in a relationship is not present in your life every single day. So everything else that you've got, you're making it work for that relationship, okay? And me being in a long distance relationship right now, and only, again, I'm still in the phase of like, I got to meet this person, we really clicked, I have strong feelings for them, I envision a future where we both can live together in the same place. I'm still here in this moment, right? I still have a lot to learn, and that's partially why, if you're watching this and you're in the same like in between, kind of in the dark, you know, there's a lot of things that are still not set in stone. I want you to know that even from the place that I'm sitting in right now, standing in, it's gonna be okay. Because life does work in mysterious ways. You were meant to meet this person. Whether they are a lesson or a blessing, don't worry about that too much. Enjoy what you can, because nothing in this life lasts forever, not even long distance. Because again, if the goal of both of you is to be together, you will make it work, because it's all, you know, the thoughts that you have in your mind, that will create the reality that is in front of you. And time, yes, it's always moving, but it's moving towards you. So you have to think about it as like being on the beach and a wave is passing and going. Time passing is consistent, but it's what you do with the time that you have that makes it worth it. So if you are suffering for whatever reason, you might not even be in a long distance relationship right now, but there's something that is kind of coming and going towards you that is asking for your attention at this time. Be sure to give it. Be sure to observe it and understand why this is affecting your life right now. Because, you know, the last thing you want is to live your life with regret. You want to take every day, every hour, every moment that you have on this temporary plane of existence and make it worth it. So even though you may be sad, even though you may be suffering, even though you don't know what the next 6 months are going to look like, you have yourself. You have this really unique relationship with yourself, and you have somebody who loves you that, yes, lives very, very far away, but that doesn't change the love that they have for you. They still love you, and you know that because you still love them. The distance doesn't change that, and it won't, right? So, dog's barking, that's my cue to end the video. Let me know what you guys thought. It's a pleasure to have this platform to speak about my experiences as I go through them, and I really hope that it can help a lot of you one day. Okay? And remember, take reign of your own life.